What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So we saw a U.S. airstrike just a couple of days ago in Syria, and it looks like we could be potentially getting pulled in or pushed into a war in the Middle East. And so I want to talk about this because this is something that we all need to pay attention to. Every U.S. citizen needs to be paying attention to this right now because this is a very serious time. We're seeing a war in Ukraine. We're seeing a war in Gaza. And as a result of everything that's going on, the conflicts in the world right now, we could be going back to the Middle East and going to wars. And so I want to have a discussion about this today. And we're going to start from the beginning. So why did the U.S. strike in Syria and what we could see in the very, very near future? But first off, if you guys can do me a favor, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification, clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. And just a reminder, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. And if you'd like to follow me on Twitter and Threads, you can at the TEC Show Live. Okay, so this should be really concerning to all of us because we could be getting pushed into or pulled into a war. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this. First off, I'm going to show you what's going on. So I'll kind of outline the reason why we saw this airstrike in Syria. And then we're going to talk about what could potentially happen in the future. Could this broaden? Could we be in a situation where now we have a lot of troops on the ground and we're actually at war? So let's go ahead and take a look at this. And so the first thing I want to talk about here is just let's give us an overall view of what transpired. Okay, so the quick overview here is the U.S. strikes against two facilities used by Iranian's Revolutionary Guards in response to attacks on U.S. bases by Iranian-backed militias. So this is very important. And they're tying these militias to Iran. And so that's why this is concerning for us, because this could pull us into something with Iran. And the president spoke on this, and I will show you that clip later on in this video. But this is where the strikes occurred. So they were right here. And you see it's right on the border of Syria in Iraq. And this is close to the conflict that's going on in Gaza right now. Okay, so details of the strike. Executed by F-16s, U.S. Air Force fighters, location near Abu Kamal, bordering Iraq. So we talked about that already. And the time was 4:30 local time. And so this is very important. We have U.S. troops that are being attacked in Iraq and Syria. So this is a response to that. And so the attacks began on October 17th. So this has been going on for a while. Okay, so by these Iranian-backed militias. Now, unknown casualties on this recent strike. Since Israeli-Hamas conflict began, 12 attacks in Iraq and 4 attacks in Syria on U.S. and coalition military. 21 U.S. military personnel injured. So this is the number right now of U.S. military that have been affected, injured by these attacks on them. Now, we did have a response from the Defense Secretary, Lloyd Austin. And he says here, the U.S. strikes were separate and distinct from the ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas. So he is really trying to distance the U.S. from this whole situation. And he's saying because of these attacks on the U.S. military in Iraq and Syria, that's why we responded. We're not responding as a result of what's going on in Gaza right now. And he goes on to say, these precision self-defense strikes are a response to a series of ongoing and mostly unsuccessful attacks against U.S. personnel in Iraq and Syria by Iranian-backed militia groups that began on October 17th. Okay, so he is giving us more information about the reason why these strikes actually happened. These Iranian-backed attacks against U.S. forces are unacceptable and must stop, Mr. Austin said. If attacks by Iranian proxies against U.S. forces continue, we will not hesitate to take further necessary measures to protect our people. Okay, very, very important. Like I was saying, this is a situation where we could be on the brink of something when it comes to a war with Iran or a war in that region. Okay, so what are the broader regional concerns? Let's take a look at this. War in Gaza raises fears of broader conflict. Okay, in the situation that's going on right now with Israel and Hamas, we could see a broader conflict as a result of that. And so that is what the major concern is right now. Concerns about Iran and its proxies getting involved, escalating tensions, okay? So things are starting to escalate. We're seeing it at U.S. embassies as well as attacks on U.S. military. So this is something we really, really need to be paying attention to. And this is also important. U.S. sent warships and fighter aircraft to the region, 900 U.S. troops being moved there. So we have more U.S. troops that are going to be moved to this region. And the hope is that we can figure out a way not to go to war, but it's looking like a situation where we have a lot of things going on, a lot of things happening, like I said. And I don't know right now, when it comes to our Congress, hopefully Congress can get things together. And we do have a speaker, so that's good. But when I say get things together, we need to be able to unite in order to pass bills. And right now, I think Congress is really, really divided. So the hope is that they can come together. I know they're working on an aid package for Israel, as well as there's talks of an aid package for Ukraine. But we really need to pay attention to what's going on, because we could very quickly get pulled into something. And President Biden did respond to this. This was about 2 weeks ago, but the attacks continued, and that's why the U.S. military had to go in and we saw these strikes. But let me show you this clip first, and then we'll talk a little bit about it. Here we go.
You know, I spoke with Prime Minister Netanyahu for I don't know how many times, but again this morning. And already we're surging additional military assistance to the Israeli Defense Force, including ammunition, interceptors to replenish the Iron Dome, and we've moved a U.S. carrier fleet to the Eastern Mediterranean, and we're sending more fighter jets there in that region, and made it clear to the Iranians, be careful.
And so that was President Biden telling the Iranians to be careful. Now, the Iranian foreign minister did respond a couple of days ago, basically saying pretty much the same thing, be careful. So this is something we should all be concerned about. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, let me know down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. I'll have another video up tomorrow, so make sure you subscribe and hit that little bell notification, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.